So, before I go any further, yet again, if you do hear some little noise in the background, like snoring, I mean, I hear it because I've got monitoring headphones on, and occasionally it definitely gets through to videos. It can be quite distracting. Lover's bits, absolutely. But if you ever wonder what that noise is, it's this. It's this cow. Yeah, my dog, Bella. I need to do a more updated video of her on the channel. But anyway, with that in mind, let's get back to the story. So a row has erupted after a women's football team consisting of 5 transgender players won the pre-season Beryl Ackroyd Cup tournament in Sydney, Australia. Flying Bats FC won every game they played over the course of the 4-week competition, winning the grand final 4-0 at Macquarie Park. I'll go with that on Sunday to take home the $1,000 Australian dollar jackpot. There were huge winning margins. You don't see in some games, with one trans player scoring 6 goals in and a 10-0 victory. So furious parents have withdrawn their daughters from games due to safety concerns, telling News Corp that that players were unaware that they had signed up to compete against biological males. Club officials have also contacted Football NSW to express their concerns, with some insisting that the Flying Bats should play in the mixed competition, which includes men. I would argue the trans lot should actually have their own. I mean, hey, nobody's saying don't play sports, but, well, why wouldn't you be surrounded by other fellow transgender as opposed to having a biological advantage over, shall we say, well, women? I mean, it's blatantly obvious, I mean, it's there in plain sight. No matter what bloody sport we're talking about here, usually, and let's be honest, people who in many respects have previously competed as men but failed miserably, suddenly, put on a dress, whatever else, wear a wig, whatever, and they're rocking it, It's so unbelievably unfair. We all know it, but to this day, through social engineering and the fear of saying anything, because let's face it, it's a valid fear, because, have you seen transgender activists at any protests? They're the most aggressive and violent there. So, our girls are here to play for fun and expect to play in the female competition. Now, for thousands of years, up until the last few, that was the default, and it always worked. But, So they did not sign up for a mixed competition, a senior club official told the Daily Telegraph. There's no transparency from Football NSW. The girls don't know if they are going to be playing biological males or not. Some of the parents were so concerned they would not let their daughters play. It was so disheartening for them to see the huge difference in ability. They're killing it. And let's face it, there's examples, for example, in basketball, and the women were actually getting injured by transgender males. Transgender females. There are other examples where, what was it? Was it MMA? Where they had a transgender individual who quite literally cracked the skull of a biological female. None of these, it's just insanity on steroids based on, the worship of Baphomet and absolute insanity. None of these occultists are sane. Otherwise, they wouldn't be occultists. Thank you for that, Bella. So, on the Flying Bats official website, they claim that they are the biggest LGBTQ X, Y, and Z women's and non-binary football club in the world. And remember, because the politicians who, well, let's face it, are by and large all underling occultists, and they will do whatever's asked of them, whether it be through speculative Freemasonry, Eastern Star, OTO, Theosophy, humanism, the New Age movement, an endless shitshow list of interconnected occultists. They'll promote whatever's been asked of them by the occult elite and down through the various networks, etc., etc. This is absolutely outrageous. Yeah, they're literally destroying what it is to be male, what it is to be female. I mean, remember, strong men used to nurture and respect women because both brought value to the table. Yeah, strengths in different ways that have made us so successful as a species, and because of a belief in eugenics and so many other things, that's all to go. Because in no small way, if you can encourage, especially from a very young age, people who would maybe go through, everything from whatever phases through adolescence and, through life experience, get over that, and then be productive members of society within families and nurture and all the rest of it, that's to be destroyed because of occultism.